You are listening to Tech Gumbo on Talk 107.3 FM WBRP, brought to you by Gulf South Technology Solutions.
We're back with Allison Claudet, who is a page administrator for Lost Pets of Baton Rouge. So, Allison, can you tell us a little bit about how Lost Pets helps reunite lost pets with their owners?
Sure. We're a Facebook page, and people can go on there, and when they've found a pet or lost a pet, they can post to our page giving us information such as where the pet was lost or found, when they did this, a good description of the dog or cat, and post a picture. Give us the location. We need a very detailed location about where it went missing, because people will share to their other friends and all on Facebook if they're familiar with the area, because most people don't know just individual street names or off government. The government street area, that's very broad. And so they'll post it, and then we as admins go and share it to our page so that it goes into people's news feeds. And from there, people share and comment. And, you know, if I know where you live and there's a lost dog in your area, I can tag you in that, and that makes you aware of it. So it really spreads the word very, very quickly. And as an admin, we watch the other sites such as Craigslist under Lost and Found and under Pets. We watch Fido Finder, which is another place you can post lost or found pets, well, dogs, because they have the one for cats, a separate one. We also check the buy, sell, trade sites, because a lot of people will find an animal and try to just get rid of it on those sites because they're not aware of our page. So that's how we work doing this 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, including holidays, because it's important to us to reunite these pets with their owners.
So tell us again, before we go too much further, remind us, what's the website and the Facebook page?
Oh, we don't have a website because we are just a Facebook page, but it's Lost Pets of Baton Rouge.
Oh, I was talking about the Looking for Love page.
Oh, Looking for Love is the website is www.lfldr.com, and our Facebook page is Looking Fur, that's F-U-R, Love Dog Rescue.
Okay, so what's the Facebook page for the pet finders that we were talking about?
That's Lost Pets of Baton Rouge.
So it's facebook.com/Lost Pets of Baton Rouge.
Correct.
Okay.
So what if I lose my dog today, what do I do? Or if I find one, what are the steps to go through?
Well, they're very similar, but if your dog is missing, the first thing you want to do is get in your car, and you want to ride around calling the dog. And if you don't find your dog, then you go home, you post it to our Facebook page, you post it to Craigslist under Lost and Found and under Pets under the community page. Then you make flyers, and you go post the flyers in your area, and then you start narrowing your area and start putting, knocking on doors, and handing your phone number out to people.
So when you mentioned Craigslist, are there any kind of warnings that y'all...
Oh, yes. I tell people that you have to be very careful when you're posting that, especially if you have a lost dog and you are offering a reward. If someone contacts you and says they have your dog, I would recommend that you ask them to text a picture of the dog they've found. And if it is your dog, I recommend meeting in a public place, either offering to... meet them at your veterinarian's office or the nearest police station or fire station, and let them know inside what you're doing, so that there's a safety issue.
Awesome, which is a good rule of thumb anytime you're using anything on Craigslist.
Exactly.
So what about Nextdoor.com?
That's a wonderful new tool that we've been encouraging people to utilize. You go to Nextdoor.com. You put in your address to see if it's already set up for your area. If it's not already set up, it's hard to get it established. But if it's set up, all you do is you ask to join, you go back to your email, you accept their terms, and you verify that you actually do live in that. And what it is a community-based private messaging system, but you can also see the surrounding neighborhoods, and they can see your posts that are in general. And there's different categories for crime and such, and there's a lost and found section, and that's where I post all my found dogs, is in the lost and found section. So it's a really great tool to use, not just for lost pets, for other things, but it's really been successful for us.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. So in East Baton Rouge, can you email the shelter?
You can. If you have a lost or found pet, you can email them at lostpets@caabr.org. But that is no substitution for going in person to look for your lost cat or dog.
Absolutely. So, going in person, where is the shelter here in town?
It is by the airport.
Okay.
It's called Companion Animal Alliance. It's at 2680 Progress Road. And they're open 7 days a week, 10 to 5.
What if the pet is microchipped? Or how is there a way to know if a pet is microchipped?
There's no way to know if the dog or cat that you found is microchipped unless you take it to a veterinarian, and they can use a universal scanner to scan the dog. And we need to make sure all of these microchips are registered to, the owner, and that the information is up to date. Many times when you adopt a pet from a shelter, they don't tell you, oh, by the way, go home and put this in your name. And when the animal's found, it goes back to the shelter. So then you're waiting to get in touch with them for them to go through their records to try to find the owner. So we always tell people, even if they say they're going to register it, you need to go home and set up your owner account online so that you can keep your information up to date.
So the process of the microchipping of the dog, I mean, that's not something you do at home. That's something your vet does, or will the shelter do? Is that something y'all do?
Well, it can only be implanted by a licensed veterinarian. So all of our dogs are microchipped at our vet's office, and the shelters also have a veterinarian who microchip. And these the microchips are only about the size of a piece of rice, and they go usually between the shoulder blades. Sometimes if they're implanted in puppies or kittens, as they grow, they can migrate some down the shoulder. So if you find a pet, you definitely want to have them scan the entire body, because in case it migrates.
So who's the vet that you guys use?
We have White Oak Animal Hospital on O'Neill Lane. We've used them for going on 3 years now. They vet all of our program dogs.
That's awesome.
So what other benefits do you see for homeless pets that are only possible because of technology? We've talked about a lot of websites and Facebook pages and all these different things. Do you see anything else where technology is really helping homeless pets where it didn't before?
Well, the shelters rely heavily on their pet finder. I mean, that is the tool that reaches everybody, and because that's available for anybody across the United States. And they can, go on Pet Finder, and if you don't put a limit on the number of miles, if you're interested in a particular kind of dog, you just look everywhere, and many people are willing to travel long distances to get a particular kind of dog. And I think that between Facebook and the Pet Finder, they're able to get the word out to a much broader spectrum of people. I know that when we were looking for a dog many, many years ago, our only option was to go to Animal Control that was located over there off of Perkins Road, and we went on a Saturday morning, and they had 4 dogs there. And, so you had to go there. This way people can sit at home, they can get on their computer or their phones, they can search for what they're interested in, and then they email about that particular animal they're interested in and find out details if it's worth the drive to go meet the dog or cat. If they have children and this dog is not good with children, though, there's no point in getting in your car and driving and look.
Right. That has to be a benefit with Looking for Love having a foster-only rescue, is that people will know if this dog is good with kids, if it's good with cats, if it's good with other dogs, versus traveling to the pound and not knowing anything about it.
Right. You take that animal home and it's not a good fit and you don't want to keep it. So what are you going to do? Most of them will take them right back to the shelter.
Now, I grew up in the days when you had to use the newspaper to do things, put an ad. Can you still do ads in the newspaper?
Absolutely. Going back to lost and found ones, our local paper, The Advocate, runs free found pet ads. All you have to do is call them at 225-383-0111 and say, I have a found cat or dog, and I want to run a free found ad. And they will run a 3-line ad that will run in the hard copy for 3 days and 7 days or longer in online.
That is just so awesome. And Allison, thank you very much for coming on Tech Gumbo with us and letting us know about Looking for Love and how you guys use technology to help put dogs, into a family environment.
Well, thank you for having me.
You bet. This is Haggai Davis for Kelsey Moak from Gulf South Technology Solutions, thanking you for listening to Tech Gumbo on Talk 107.3 FM WBRP.